I bought this Rover 75 for just £250, and honestly, most people would have thought it was only worth one thing: the scrapyard. Look, the car hadn't moved in 10 years, it had been left sitting, forgotten, slowly sinking into the ground and written off by everyone who looked at it, but I saw potential. So £250 later, it was mine. The car started and drove off the trailer, not perfectly, not happily, but it ran. But the fact that it ran was one thing, but getting it back on the road was a whole different story entirely. The brakes needed attention, all the tyres were cracked, bulbs were fused left, right and centre. But if a car's going back on the road, it needs to be done right, no shortcuts. So after a month of hard work, here it is before us today, and you know what? It feels like a Rover 75 should. Comfortable, smooth, relaxed, like an old school living room on wheels. It reminded me why I love these cars and why we've had so many of them. They've got character, they've got soul, something a lot of modern cars have completely forgotten about. So the question is, was it worth it? Absolutely. But this isn't just about one Rover, it's about proving that cheap old cars still deserve a chance. You don't need finance, you don't need £20,000, you don't need the latest badge on the driveway. Sometimes all you need is a few tools, a bit of patience, and the willingness to save something that everyone else gave up on. I wanted this to be kind of a chill drive, but one thing that really surprises me about these 75s is just the way they drive. Because let's be honest, if you've never owned one, you probably expect it to feel quite soft, a bit vague, and a bit old-fashioned. But the steering tells a completely different story. It's quite direct, you barely move the wheel and the car responds instantly. There's very little dead zone at all, which gives it a really connected feel through the corners. For a car that looks this refined, it actually feels far sharper than most people would ever expect. It does lean into the corners a bit, as you would expect, especially compared to something like the ZT. The suspension in the ZT really fixes that, I think, and the ZT in particular feels quite sharp and agile. Because at the end of the day, underneath it all, this thing has genuinely solid engineering. It's based around what is essentially BMW influenced chassis development, because it's got the Z-axle suspension in the rear, and it gives the car a really balanced and confidence-inspiring feel when you're actually going through these corners. It feels composed but predictable and surprisingly eager for something that most people just think is an old Rover. And the engine and gearbox is quite nice to use as well, because this one has the 1.8K series, which was used in obviously the MG-TF, even the Lotus Elise Series 1, and it's a nice revvy engine, and it sounds quite nice as well. So it's not the fastest, this one has about 120 horsepower, but when you get the momentum going, it does feel quite nice through the corners and a bit torquey above about 4,000 RPMs, so it's rather nice to use. You can see why MG Rover used the 75 chassis to develop the ZT, just because it suits the characteristics really well. And I've had my fair few experiences with, good handling cars. I've got a Mitsubishi GTO, I've had MX-5s, I've got a GT86, so I'm by no means trying to make this out to be a sports car, but in comparison to those, it's quite wallowy and wafty, but for what it is, I think it handles really nice. So if you've enjoyed watching this Rover come back to life, make sure you subscribe, because there's plenty more budget rescues, cheap cars, and bad decisions coming soon. And let me know in the comments, would you have saved this £250 Rover? Now that we're out of those country back roads, I just want to take a nice chill drive and let you guys enjoy the scenery. I hope you all enjoyed watching that. I did work really hard on this video just because I kind of want it to be like a little movie of the car after everything's all done and everything's all sorted. So I think it was a nice, showcase of the car after it's completed. But yeah, subscribe for more, and see you guys in the next one.